Witchboard, released December 31st, 1986. Directed and written by Tenney, who went on to direct other Craptacular movies like Pinocchio's Revenge in 1996, and this stars nobody you've ever heard of. At a house party, Brandon, played by Nichols, calls another guy dumb. That is Jim, played by Todd Allen. Brandon soon explains how to use a Ouija board, though he's very, very insistent that it's called Ouija, which with the A there, I guess that kind of makes sense. And they conjure a kid named David. The board was apparently made the day David died, so that's why he's attached to it. Okay, sure, makes sense, I guess. Jim pisses David off because of why not, so David blows Brandon's tires because he was in control of the board. Okay. Sure. Jim's wife, Linda, played by Tawny Kitaen, she starts talking to David, and Dave does not like Jim. I mean, the dude's a skeptic. Let him be a skeptic. Shut up, Dave. It is revealed that Jim and Brandon were besties, like the best of friends. But Brandon thinks he stole Linda from him, so now they hate each other. I get it, bro. I get it. At a construction site where Jim works, despite having gone to medical school, he's having lunch with a coworker/friend, and as soon as he gets up and moves, boom! A whole shitload of sheetrock just falls on the other guy, killing him. It's probably the most violent scene in the entire movie, and yeah. Turns out the rope was cut with a hatchet, though, so it was murder. David says it wasn't him, but according to Brandon, during his Ouija board explanation, ghosts lie all the time. And throughout the movie, Brandon is like taking whoever he's talking to with the Ouija board at face value, despite his own explanation of saying ghosts lie constantly. It's like, you're believing everything that is being said, but you yourself said ghosts lie. So, what's going on? Brendan tells Linda not to use it alone, and she eventually tells David she's going to give the board back to Brandon, so a knife literally just flies out of the fridge. Though the fact that it flew out of the fridge, a little weird. Actually, maybe it flew into the fridge, like into the door. I don't remember. Brendan goes to Jim and warns him that Linda will get possessed because she's using it alone. It's like, all right, you just ruined the twist. Thank you. So Brendan brings by Zarabeth, who is a psychic medium, and she gets rid of David, assumedly. And because it seemingly works. But then, at home, Zarabeth has her throat slashed by a hatchet, pushed out the window, and she lands on a sundial. And it's pretty... Actually, that might be the most violent scene in the entire movie. It's a little more violent than the sheetrock scene. Linda steals the board because she's just obsessed with David. So David, naturally, attacks her. Jim and Brandon soon go to where David died. It turns out he exploded in a boat, which is like, all right, that's random. There's a humor exchange between them when Brandon asks Jim what Linda saw in him, but not Brandon. He said he made her laugh. So Brandon's like, so did I. In which Jim quips, yeah, in the bedroom. It's just so randomly placed. The joke, that is. Linda dreams of the guy that's on the movie poster, and we find out after Jim and Brendan contact the real David that he's not terrorizing Linda. It's Malfater, played by J.P. Luebsen, and that's who Linda saw. Brendan just randomly then just gets a hatchet right between his eyes, like right in the middle of the fucking forehead. And that's when Jim finds out that Malfater was an axe murderer who killed people in, shocker, the building he and Linda currently live in. So at home, there's a really, really bad special effect of Jim shooting the board. He is soon pushed out a window, but shooting it apparently worked because the movie ends with Jim and Linda getting married. I gotta tell you, that was boring as hell. Like, it all sounds interesting and witchcrafty, but how it's all presented is just slow and boring. Todd Allen has one tone of voice, and honestly, so does Stephen Nichols. Their performances very easily took me completely out of the movie. Like, their interactions, meant to be tense at times, were just completely monotonous. And even though there is plenty happening at times, I felt like absolutely nothing was happening. That's how just slow and boring everything was. The 2024 remake, starring Stranger Things' Jamie Campbell Bower, was completely different. Really, the only thing they shared with this original was the title. It's not the best movie itself, but it's way better than this. The OG here is unfortunately just bad. I had some hope going in, but those were dashed very, very quickly. The acting is bad, the special effects are lame even for 86, the story is stupid, and the filmmaking leaves a lot to be desired. This was Kevin Tenney's first major directorial piece, and it shows. I give Witchcraft an F. Thank you for watching Fatman Inc. Craptacular Horror. Leave a like if you enjoyed and a comment to discuss your thoughts. Make sure to subscribe to see more reviews of horror movies new and old. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.